Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to the weekly Oracle guidance for July 20th to 27th, 2020, hosted by Consciously Co-Netted and Mystic Tira, aka Raven Bear Feathers. Stay tuned. Hey, beautiful people. It's your girl Shakima. I'm just stopping in for today's weekly Oracle guidance with Mystic Tira, aka Raven Bear Feathers, just to give us an opportunity to dive deep into seeing what's taking place for us for this week's tarot scope. It should be an interesting one this week because today is the Cancer new moon. Can I get a so hopefully we'll be able to sort of see more of what the Cancer new moon is unfolding for us, and we'll just go ahead and dive deep into it and chop it up with you guys. I'm just gonna wait for Mystic Tira, aka Raven Bear Feathers, to get into the room so that we can dive deep into what is to come for us. I'm just going to send a quick message just to let her know that we are in the house, getting everything together and going with the flow of life. I hope you guys are doing good as well, BTW. Let me know how you're finding everything at the minute. There we go. Gonna go and chop it up. Awesome stuff. I'm excited.
Hello. How are
Hey,
you?
beautiful. Doing good. Doing good.
Greetings to you, my divine, and to everybody out there.
Yes. How are you doing?
I'm very well, blessed, alive and strong.
Yes.
We're
Amen
so
to that.
fortunate. We're so fortunate to be alive at this time.
Absolutely.
And we're really
Absolutely.
grateful for each time, each breath, and every lesson learned. It's been part of the journey, right? It's good to see
Absolutely.
you. Thank you for having me again.
No, absolutely. Thank you for being in the space with us. If you don't mind, obviously I've kind of like introduced Mystic Tira as coming into the room, but I also sort of mentioned AKA Raven Bear Feathers. So do
Yes.
you want to give us just a little bit of a snippet of the transition, I guess, that's sort of taking place with that?
Wow. Yes. Okay, so the transformation began a long time ago. I was just resisting the change. I was initiated into shamanism and I was given a new name. So Raven Bear Feathers is my new name. It's like being reborn. You lose the old skin, you shed the old skin, as it said in the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to carry forth in that name. And it was chosen to.
Yeah.
You okay?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm literally just kind of making sure that everything's okay over here.
Yeah, so during my initiation, I went away to the spiritual community and in southern Italy,
Yeah.
and I was given this new name. It was
Mm.
chosen for me by, I guess
Yeah.
they used my birth name, no, my
Mm.
birth month,
Yeah.
and then something. Well, the birth month, the raven comes from the month that well, the raven is a bird that soars high. It's a
Yeah.
mystical bird. It
Mm.
doesn't. It rarely comes down, and when it does, I believe they say that is guarding the palace.
Yeah.
So it's a very mystical bird.
Mm.
The bear, it comes from the month that I was born,
Yeah.
and the feathers, of course, is from the spiritual realm, and I carry feathers in my hair.
Mm.
I I didn't know this. For years I was walking around with feathers in my hair. And then I went for this shamanic initiation, and
Mm.
I got my name as Raven Bear Feathers. And I would Spirit has
Awesome.
asked me to walk on this path more. So
Yeah.
I'm answering to the call, to the service, to be
Mm.
able to come forth and be of service to the community and really carry myself in that manner.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Shay, Shay, thank you. Thank you. It sounds like a beautiful, beautiful transition. It sounds like it's been quite the road, quite the long and unwinding road for you. So thank you for yeah, just allowing us to be a part of your process, I guess. We give
Thank you
that.
for letting me share.
Mm.
Thank
Yeah.
you, darling. You're divine. We're all divine.
Mm.
We just have to know it, the distortion
Absolutely.
of the self and the trying
Hmm.
to finding the self.
Yeah.
It's a harder sort of journey, it seems.
Yeah.
Like somebody setting out on a journey. Well, that's
Yeah.
what life is. We all set out not knowing our path. And
Yeah.
often you're dragged here and there. Sometimes you don't fit in into the crowd and you wonder why
Mm.
you don't fit in. Um, it's when you just allow things to fall into place that
Yeah.
you find your right path. And
Mm.
yeah, we're all on it. We're all on that journey. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful to
Absolutely.
be able to share. Thank you again.
Absolutely. No, thank you. Thank you. I feel like one of the things that I'm feeling mostly for this week already is just gratitude. So it's interesting that there's been a lot of just thanks and you know, just gratefulness just kind of exuding in the space. And I feel like even already for the Cancer New Moon today, just in my I guess my ritualistic practices, that was one of the things that I was, you know, really doing in the space today personally. Usually with new moons and it's about setting intentions, I feel like this is usually a time where I'm like constantly asking for things and asking and asking and asking for things. And I feel like this time I just felt this real sense of gratitude. And it was just about being thankful for what I already had and all that I know has already been promised, you know, and just being grateful for the process that's going to let it unfold as well. So it's been quite
Okay.
so it's definitely been quite the trip to be able to yeah, just ride the waves of this Cancer New Moon. It's going to be interesting. I feel like the reading today is going to be really, really interesting for us to see what's coming. How's the new moon energy been treating you so far?
Wow, it's been really transforming. Um,
Mm.
in terms of the changes, and mostly I find myself doing a lot of changes in the house.
Yes.
I couldn't sleep last night. I often cannot sleep when the new moon and the full moon is there. It's just
Yeah.
like crazy, lots of download. I
Yeah.
was up all night journaling till about 3 a.m., just playing with
Mm.
my cards and kind of seeing what's coming forth. You know, some of us
Yeah.
like to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's become a ritualistic journey. Being
Yeah.
able to consult the oracle and apply
Mm.
it, or with the time of the season, and
Yeah.
also being able to use it to bring that change in oneself. So that's
Yeah.
what I've been doing. I've been using those energies to. I just felt like I've been pushed. I mean, honestly, I have to share this with you.
Mm.
This is really
Yeah.
funny. You know,
Yeah.
the divine had me engaged in the higher realm, in the 5D, for so long
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I put something in the oven and I forgot all about it. And that was my dinner. I'm sure that was the family's dinner. And so you can imagine people are like, "Where are you? Why are you not able to just function and do the simple things?" Well, it's because I'm elsewhere. They've got me meditating in a state of altered state all day. I'm walking around like a zombie. I don't have enough sleep, not because I can't, but because the spirit's got me. The
Yeah.
divine has a lot of intervention
Mm.
on all of us right now. If only we're
Yeah.
all listening. We all just have to
Yeah.
listen. So that's how it's been for me. It's been really enlightening.
Mm. That's
They had prepared my dinner.
beautiful.
The family got mad with me. One of my family members said, why did I do that? I had to really question divine, like, why did I do that? Divine said to me, it's because we've got you busy somewhere else. All this
Yeah.
practical stuff,
Yeah.
you're not even, the days, hours would go by that I don't even feel
Yeah.
hungry. And it's not
Yeah.
like I'm starving, there's food in the house. It's just
Mm.
the divine's got me engaged in so many levels that I'm
Mhm.
paying download every minute. I'm seeing past what's beyond the veil.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
awesome. Yes, I'm praying that everybody get this enlightenment and this awakening and this experience. I'm sure
Absolutely.
they're all going through it. We all are.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I love that. Do you know what? Even sort of hearing your story, it reminds me of when I don't drive anymore because Spirit asked me to sacrifice all my worldly goods. But
Mm.
when I used to drive, it was always my partner would always have to be on standby because I'd be physically here, but I'd be somewhere else, and it would be like, there's a red light coming up. There's a red light coming up. There's a red light in front of you. I'm like, oh snap.
It's insane, right?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But it's good. I feel like, you
Yes.
know, this Cancer New Moon energy is so intuitive. It's great to just allow for us to dive deeper, man. Happy traveling. That's
Yeah,
all I can
thank
say.
you. And now that I have my feathers, I seems to be coming even more. It's
Yeah.
very lovely. I'm tidying up my books, my cupboards, my everywhere. My house is
Yes.
practically clean and retransformed. They kept telling me what to throw out and what to keep. Like, no,
Yeah.
take it out. I'm like, oh, I want to hold on to it. Spirit is like, take it out. The new one is coming. When I heard that, I was like, okay.
Making room, right? Absolutely, absolutely. I feel like I feel like this new moon is really going to bless us in major ways that we're not even prepared for yet. Hi, Jody. Welcome to the room.
Hello, Jody. How you doing, girl?
Yes. How's the Cancer new moon treating you so far? We're sort of like in the midst of that energy at the minute. I think here in the UK, the Cancer new moon took place around about 5:32 in the just in the late afternoon for us. So the energies are fresh, which is nice. It's
Ooh,
definitely nice.
great. Let's dive in then, shall we? Let's go see. Tell us
Yes.
what's the news.
Hey, David.
Hi,
Thank you for
David.
stopping into the space. You guys are just in time. We're just about to like really dive deep into the stuff. Oh, no, they're asking me to give you the floor. They're asking me to give you the floor, beautiful. They
No,
told me to
who?
put my cards down and give you the floor.
Who? Who's asking?
Well, the guys have just sort of let me know to put my cards down and give you the floor so that you can have the conversation with divine masculine and feminine before I even dive into collective consciousness. So yeah, floor's yours.
Hi, David. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go see. Now let's
Divine
see.
timing, David. You're not late. We're literally just getting started.
Right? Would you want to tell them what they missed out while I get my cards and the question?
Honestly, all we've been doing, we've just been sort of Mystic Tira has literally gone through her transition. I love that. Well, happy pizza making. It's interesting because Mystic Tira actually was talking about her traveling at the minute with this Cancer new moon and seemingly forgetting what was in the oven. So hopefully the Cancer new moon keeps you in line with your pizza making as well, so you don't burn it. But we were really just talking about the transition she's gone through recently, where she's kind of like living in the vibration of the name change of Raven Bear Feathers, which is something that took place during her shamanic initiation. So it was beautiful for her to just kind of share that experience with us and let us know, you know, the outcoming of the beautiful Raven Bear Feathers. So yeah, give
Hi,
thanks.
everybody. Welcome again. So, where should we begin? As you know, we always begin at the dark side, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go see. What's the collective feeling? I hope you guys are well. You're doing great. You're looking after yourself. Putting yourself first is most important at this time. I find there's a lot of power struggle. You really have to stand up for yourself, all of us. It's hard to fight people off and trying not to do the things we've always done the same way. We talked about that in the last reading, didn't we? That came out
Yeah.
about reacting differently, finding different way of communicating and showing up. Yeah. Okay. So, guys, we're diving into the deep side of the soul using these cards here. The dark side of the soul. They're beautiful. This is where the psychological side of a person is exposed because we don't often say what we're feeling. I mean, we don't often convey what we're feeling truly. We feel it because nobody knows what you're feeling and nobody can tell what you're truly feeling or how you're feeling it except yourself. And so we're going to see why this side of us is hidden. Who should we do first? Should we do the masculine first this time?
Yeah, let's dive deep and see what's
Yeah.
going on with divine masculine.
Knock, please, spirits, give me 3 cards for the divine masculine. Okay, they've come out. We have on the edge. Some of our masculines are on the edge. It could be maybe due to work or due to a relationship. Here we have repressed emotions. Yet for some masculines who are not in union, they probably are not talking. Communication is not happening. So the emotions are repressed, I'm getting. And this whole thing is a crisis for the masculine that is showing up here tonight. Let's see which feminine shows up and where she's at on the dark side of the soul. Spirit, please give me 3 cards for the for the feminine energy, please, Spirit. What is the feminine feeling at this time? What is in that deep side of the soul? Because you know, some of us will be smiling, but deep down inside, we're crying. This stuff cannot be revealed without this beautiful transformational tools that we have now. This is cutting edge. This is really cutting edge. I mean, remember those days people would be sent to go see a psychologist just to find out your repressed emotions. Now, with one of these cards, you can find out yourself. Okay, so we've got 3, 2, 1 more, please. 2 came out. We have escapism for the feminine. Escapism. So the feminine, some of the feminine might be thinking of escaping this relationship, this whole saga, or just thinking of taking a holiday. You know, we've been locked down for too long. You know, trying a new environment would be nice. And the next one that came out is emotional pain. So in the dark side of the soul of some of the feminine, they're really emotionally in pain. Yeah. Depressed about something that happened in their life, you know, about this situation here. We're talking about a couple who are not in union. So this feminine is feeling the emotional pain. Let's see what's the third card. She feels that there's been misaligned values. Misaligned values. Maybe with her partner, maybe, yeah, maybe I'm getting this person and her partner maybe have different culture, come from different race or different background or religion. So even though they are in a relationship, some part of their values are misaligned. And that might be affecting the reunion here. Yeah, so should we go see? Let's go see. That's what's in the deep side of the soul.
Yeah.
Now let's go see. What else should we see? Let's see. Let's see how the masculine is feeling and then what he's thinking and what is he saying? What is he got to say? I would do the same for the feminine. Yeah, these are called calling me out. There's a sacred union between masculine and feminine, and this also can be used for calling yourself out. You know, you can kind of find out what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and you can do it for someone who is absent or even someone who is present. They can use it individually. Another divinely guided set of cards that came out during the lockdown. Download, keep downloading your ideas, bringing them forth, guys. Whatever it is, if you want to make a new pizza, bring it out. So what is the masculine feeling? The masculine is feeling he's got a new perspective on things. This masculine is saying that perhaps, remember, he has reproach dimension. This masculine who is on the edge, he's now got a new perspective on this issue of relationship, is what I'm getting. What is he thinking, Spirit? Show me, what is this masculine thinking right now regarding this union? This masculine is on his mind, in his mind. So, new perspective on his mind, in his mind. It's all about self-examination for this masculine. But he's not expressing his emotions. He needs to express his emotion. I'm thinking, what's he saying? What's he saying, Spirit? Free will. He's saying that he knows he has the free will to choose, to make his choice. Yeah. So the card says you're free to make your choices, but you're not free to choose the consequences. That's what he's saying. So this masculine is thinking about what has happened. Remember, he has a new perspective. He's thinking about what have gone on to bring about this separation between the two of you. In his mind, he's very much in his mind at this time. He can't stop thinking about this relationship because guess what? His heart is aching. This is what I'm getting. And he needs more time to accept what his mind already knows. He knows that he wants this relationship. He knows that his mind is hurting. But he can't really accept certain things that have gone wrong. Maybe he's afraid to move forward, this masculine. Right, the next thing we have is, what is he saying? It's free will. So this masculine have the free will to move on, to come forward. Perhaps this masculine is lacking in confidence, is what I find here. Because remember, he's got repressed emotions. He's loving this woman, his partner, man or woman, take it as it resonates. But he's all in his mind here. He's got a new perspective that this is my person. But he's realized that whatever choices he's made had consequences. His free will had maybe left him somewhere else. This is where he's saying, he would like to say to his feminine. Just have to open my window for a minute. Oh, it's getting hot in here. Oh, I got so hot talking about the masculine there for a minute. Whoa. Okay, let's see. What is it? What is this likely outcome for this masculine? Because it's moving forward. I can see him galloping on his horse like whoa, who's that Pentacles? The king of, no.
Right.
I see the knight of wands. Masculine is coming. What is his outcome? What is the likely outcome? Now, for those of you who don't know what the knight of wands means, is a guy who is, he's just sexy, he's charming, he's gonna come and make good love to you, and just, you know, bring you romance and whatever else that he comes, sweet talk, you know, really, really tear the roof down. But then he leaves so quickly. Ooh, what is the likely outcome? Oh my goodness, the likely outcome. Sorry guys, the card just dropped. The lively outcome. This card keep coming up. Vanity. It says, I have a lot of vanity. So, my goodness, I take it in two ways, right? The likely outcome is that this masculine that's showing up tonight has some investment or some business going, and he's just focusing on his money right now. He's focusing on his investment, and that could appear to be vanity. Or the other way I'm seeing it is that this person is just about himself. This person is just about me, 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 me. What I can get, how far can I go in life? Maybe not seriously taking this relationship as a priority. So that's the last likely outcome for what this masculine is showing up tonight. Remember, in his psychological state of being, he's on edge right now. So this particular energy might not even know what they want. So they're in crisis somewhere in themselves. Okay, let's go see what's the feminine. What's the feminine at? Feminine, where are you at? What are you feeling right now, feminine? The feminine is going through good and bad feelings. So yes, well, because after this lockdown, a lot of feminine being separated must be tough. What I'm getting from this card, it says at the bottom here, the hardest battle is what I know versus what I feel. So the feminine is saying, I know I love you. I know you love me. I know you're my twin flame. But what I feel for you, or what I'm feeling right now, is different from what I know. Do you get that? So that's what the good and bad feeling, because you might be feeling angry with your person, but deep down, you know you love this person. You know this is your person. But you're so pissed off. You're pissed off. You don't want to see their face for right now. So that's what the feminine is feeling. It's like, I love you, but not right now. You have gone far, way far. You've really tempted me. You've pulled my buttons too many times. So I've got good and bad feelings for you, baby. You stay right there in that corner for a minute. Let me sort this out in my head. So that's what she's feeling. Let's go see what she's thinking. Feminine, what are you thinking? Please show us. Talk to us, babe. Most of our feminine have been doing a lot of work. Ooh, feminine is thinking romance. Romance me, masculine. Come forth and romance me. It's been too long. Ooh, I mean, you know, the wheels, you know, it's like a bicycle. If you do not oil a bicycle, the wheels get stiff after a while. So the feminine is saying, I can you feel me when I think about you? Because, baby, I need to get over here so quick on that horse of yours. And by the time you leave my abode, you would transform from the Knight of Wands into the Emperor. That's what she's thinking. She really wants this. She wants romance. Okay. What is the feminine saying? If the masculine was here, what would she say to the masculine? What would she say to the masculine? If the masculine was right in front of her, whoa. She would stay. This guy flew out. All this time, masculine, I've been hustling. I've been trying to make my buck. I've been trying to pay my bills. I had nobody to help me, and that's all I have been focusing on. And maybe she could also say, because hustle could mean another way. You've been hustling other people while I'm here. Thinking about romance, having this bad, good and bad feeling. You know, I've been facing, you know, nobody's hustling me. Who you been hustling, masculine? Right. So let's just take it that the feminine really has been facing their hustle. A lot of feminine have started some side business, online business. I mean, we haven't stopped creating. We're like the emperors that just keep giving birth, you know. So that's part of the hustle that the feminine has been doing. And she would say to the masculine, baby, I've just been hustling. Ain't no show going on down here. That, you know, it's like, let's just check if the well is still there. It might just, the well might not dry up. Because I just need hustling, baby. Okay, what's the untold truth, really, 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 for this feminine? I mean, you know what we didn't do? We didn't do that dark side. Maybe we do that quickly. Let's see, what is the outcome for this feminine? What is the outcome? Oh, we did it. She had misaligned values, didn't she? Yeah, because she's still going through the good and bad feelings. Oh my God, what's the untold truth, right? For the feminine is like, the feminine is still angry. Some of the feminine are still holding on onto what happened. I know, I get it. He cheated. He went with somebody else. He chose his family over you. Whatever the case is, feminine are still holding on to it. It could be a karma. It could be a karmic situation. This feminine that is showing on says, I have too much anger inside of me right now, masculine. But remember, the masculine was saying he's got vanity. No wonder the feminine mad. The feminine mad with this brother here. Take it as a resident. It could be a feminine in a masculine energy. But this couple here, this is what is going on. The feminine is mad and the masculine is in vanity. Shall we see what's going on? The outcome, likely outcome for both of them. Whoo, this is hot. What is the likely outcome, Spirit? Show me. One card for these people. What is going to be the likely outcome? Let me see. Okay, so they need to loyalty. There needs to be loyalty in this relationship here for these people. And what is loyalty? Loyalty is about the people who stay true to you behind your back. You know, this is what's come out, guys. That this particular outcome, this whole thing could be solved if they both couples could be loyal to each other. And loyalty, you know, let me tell you the story that I want to share quickly about this journey that we're on as twin flames. A lot of people, maybe you understand how it came to be, but it's happened in the, let me get my words together. So long time ago, they were the first humans, the superhumans. These superhumans had 2 heads, 4 hands, and 4 legs. So they would walk around, and they were so, I mean, they were superhuman. That means they did magic. They could manifest. Were just thoughts. They had their own way of communicating. They were close to God, okay, because they were the first humans. We are just like a new brand, latest brand, you know, with my mobile phone and stuff. Anyway, so what happened was this super beings had annoyed. There was an altercation, and they annoyed the gods. And one of the gods, I believe it was a Greek god, took the cutlass and split them into 2 in panic and not knowing what to do. Each body, now they becoming 1 instead of 2 together. They've separated them, and each one of them ran onto the opposite side. And this is how the twin flame journey how it began. That each one of us has a twin out there, and maybe some of us has found them, but it's a difficult journey. The only way we can really come together, these twins can come together, is by each one truly doing the work within themselves. Because within ourselves there is masculine and feminine, and it's about bringing completion to yourself, finding the yin and the yang, become androgynous. This is part of the spiritual evolution of man. So until we do the work on self, we are continuously repelling our twins. We will be. But the more we work on ourselves, the more we can attract them in a way, not using our body or our mind, but not doing, but just truly evolving into a better soul. That's all Spirit wanted me to share with you. Yes. So yes, let's do the work on the self so that we can truly be in union with our twin. Thank you, beloved. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I was like literally cracking up because when you were sort of doing the reading, we had Nubian V. Thank you for stopping into the room as well. Beautiful. A few things that, you know, everyone was saying kind of like with the dynamics that we were sort of navigating through for this week. Nubian V was saying it's time to let go and move on. David was saying run, you know. I think it's interesting as well, because that's one of the things that, like, I find the more we run, the more they kind of, how can I put it? It's like a collision. The further we assume that we're running away from them, it's actually the more we run into them, and there's only more of the unfolding to sort of like take place. So I think the one thing that I can even sort of like add to that, just from my own personal experience, is that by being in those situations, and this is like a conversation that I've had with God recently about my own personal romance, and I was just, this is like a point maybe a month ago where I was like emotionally spent and I was completely exhausted, and I was like, I don't have the room to be able to engage in anything right now. I'm just trying to heal what's going on within me. And you know, it was one of those conversations where God was saying to me, you have to be able to learn how to love unconditionally, and you can't just keep continuing to put your walls up and decide that the best thing for you in those situations is to run. If you, and it was like God was really making a promise to me, like, if you actually learn how to stick into this space, like stick out this space and ride it out, you will actually find everything it is that you're looking for. You won't have to feel emotionally exhausted anymore. You won't have to feel like you're doing more than your fair share. You actually have to teach this person how to be able to engage with you when you're at this point in your own self where you're emotionally spent, you know. And I was like, okay, you know, kind of like a sulking child where I was like, I'm gonna do it but I don't want to. And I really did learn a lot from the situation. I learned that just when I thought that I didn't have anything else to give, was really where I found greater strength, I think, is what I learned from the situation. So thank you for that. I think it's going to be an interesting week. Divine feminine is kind of like, I'm angry and focusing on my hustle right now. Divine masculine is kind of like, yeah, I'm focusing on the image.
On the edge, on the edge, repressed emotions. Oh my goodness. And Christ. That's where the masculine is. Oh, it's a lot. But you know what? We'll get there. And the woman, the feminine, don't forget, escapism, where we are trying to escape to. I hope not staying in your head, feminine, you know? Just come out and enjoy who you are. Keep shining. Do the work on the self. I don't know how much time we have. We didn't choose our affirmation cards, but
I don't know. Let's see. We've got a little time. Let's go for it. I want the affirmations.
Let's see what the affirmation cards for this masculine. Honestly, it's really, the more we're on the journey, the more we learn. It's all about self, because you have to look at yourself. Do you want to be with yourself? As much as we're wanting our masculine or feminine to return to you, would you, have you done enough work? Have you made space for them? Can they move in? Is there space in your wardrobe? Is there a spare toothbrush? You know, in your mind, have you made space? Be careful what you wish for, because otherwise they're just going to come in and run back out. Okay, we've gone one affirmation, and I'm going to take another one. I don't know who that came out for, but we'll see. It could be for both of them. It says, I am ready to accept miracles beyond what I ever experienced. Amen to that.
Amen.
Oh, I got another thing. I just could not resist. The next one is, I am happy, loving, and lovable. Yes, you are. I am happy, loving, and lovable. That is beautiful, guys. So that's, remember, this is who you are. You have to stay happy. You have to stay loving. If you want to draw your person in, you can't be miserable. You can't not prepare yourself and your environment. You know, try. You know what else we're going to need to do? This, you have to remember. I don't know how, the way I learned this. The single people always have white sheets. Now, if you want to lure love in, or you want to bring your partner, start sleeping with colored shit. Try some brown, yellow, pink shit. This is where you are doing your work, not only spiritually, but really coming into wanting this union. Okay, that's all.
Yeah. No, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I think even one of the things that you mentioned as well was you know, like the misaligned values that the divine feminine was kind of like navigating through, because she wants the romance, you know, she's thinking about romance, but then what she's saying is, I want, you know, I'm on my hustle. So I can I can completely understand the whole concept there. Like, we want it, but are we making room for it? So I appreciate you even putting that out there. The guys are going crazy in the chat. There's a lot sort of being said with everything, but I think, you know, overall it's just the outcome. David's saying the outcome's inevitable. There's Jodie's kind of like reacting to everything. You know, it's just interesting to see what's kind of unfolding for us, guys. Oh no, I want white sheets. We'll try some colors, Jody. You never know, you might like it. Let's have a little look and see. But you might be surprised what it actually does bring in, because I guess that's kind of like a relationship feng shui that you're speaking about, you know, kind of like bringing that kind of energy to you by
Yes,
being able to live in it. So that's interesting. Thank you for that.
you're welcome.
Let's go ahead and have a look. What do you see happening for the collective for this week, Spirit? It's interesting, this one.
Mm.
Okay, so it seems like coming into this week, a lot of us are confused.com. We're confused. We're not really sure. We're not really sure, you know, what's really the best path for us to take. We're kind of really blocking. Again, they're sort of saying the same thing. A lot of the times when we're confused is because we're blocking emotions. There's certain feelings that we're having and we're not allowing for ourselves to engage in those feelings. So we find ourselves being confused because we're kind of like suppressing our heart space to focus solely on our mind space. And Spirit saying that coming into this week, that's what's causing a lot of the distortion, because there's a lot of poor planning that's kind of taking place because of that. Another thing that I'm kind of like seeing on the undertone of all of this is that we're confused about the vision. Okay, we're confused about the vision because it is interesting again. Divine Feminine was at that place where she's thinking about romance, but you know, her vision as far as like what she needs to be able to do for herself is focusing on what's going to get her there in terms of the hustle. It's interesting as well because I'm seeing that we're kind of like navigating through learning how to moderate, and understanding that wherever we are in terms of our relationships at the minute, it has been purposefully intended, because there's something not only that we're learning, but it has meaning to it, and this is where we're going to learn patience. It's interesting. Coming into this week, though, it seems like this week is going to be it's interesting because we utilize this word before. We've got the Eight of Cups energy. So again, we're dealing with escapism. We're dealing with a lot of disappointments. We're dealing with withdrawing because of disappointments. We're dealing with abandonment due to disappointments. And it's interesting because, like, when I did the astrology reading yesterday, one of the things that I spoke about is the fact that we're going to be navigating through low self-esteem this week. So bear in mind, when you're deciding that you want to run from something, the universe is conspiring to allow for you to run into something that is still of that vibration. So you can never outrun the vibration. As long as you're still carrying that kind of resonance within you, you will only find more of that kind of situation. There's no escaping, guys. There really isn't any escaping. You kind of have to, it's like one of those rooms that you're in where you're kind of locked in until you've learned the password to be able to get out. And the password is you being able to really observe yourself, that you being able to really live in direct authenticity. That's the key for you to be able to get out of this room. If you're not doing that, you're going to stay stuck in the room, and you're going to keep running from one corner of the room to the next corner of the room to the next corner of the room, and assuming each time you hit a new corner that you've basically escaped the old place that you were. Nope, you have literally just shifted from one perspective of exactly the same thing to another perspective of exactly what you feel like you're trying to escape. What I'm seeing for us moving forward is that a lot of us are literally living in that place where it's like a lot of wishful thinking. So we're in that Seven of Cups energy where we're kind of you know, we're observing our choices, but there's so many of them, right? It's like, where do I go from here? It's just a lot of it's like we're trying to avoid the inevitable. That's what I'm hearing. We're trying to avoid the inevitable. There is going to be, it's almost like we're trying to make sure that whatever direction we go in, there's only going to be celebrations. But again, that's not entirely the case, because everything comes with pros and cons, guys. Just be mindful of that, because I'm seeing that even if you were to run into those celebrations, you'll only find yourself being burnt out anyways. You'll only find yourself being in a position where it's kind of like you will come to a place where there's lack of progress in other areas, and that celebration will only be short-lived anyways. So just bear that in mind. Where are we as a collective as we navigate through the energies of this week's Spirit? We have a lot going on. There's a lot of cards that popped out for us for this week. So let me just unpack here, guys. We'll be unpacking quite a bit this week. Okay, so okay, that's not too bad. So what I'm seeing is that this week is a week where we're able to really just we're going through a spiritual recovery, and I can see as well with our divine feminine aspect where we've been hustling, we're actually going to start to see some of the benefits of the hustle that we've been putting in. What I'm also sort of seeing on the cards is that there's going to be a transition from our blocked creativity. So we're not just going to be stifling our creativity. This is probably why a lot of people may be blocking emotions as it's sort of coming up as well, because they're like, I need to focus on this project. I need to get this project done. I don't really have time to stop right now and be all emotionally spent and like overexert my energy in all of these different areas. I need to focus. And it's almost like I see that people are trying to plan ahead, and that may be the reason that they're suppressing and repressing certain emotions. If that's the case, guys, set a day. Okay, set a day where you can just deal with all of the emotional baggage. So whenever it comes up, it's like, okay, not today. Remember, I said to you, we'll be doing this Friday from 4 till 6, and that's your 2-hour window where you go through your emotional processing and get it all up and out, so that it's not just continuing to swirl around somewhere in your psyche. Okay, because what I'm seeing is that you're going to be very focused on what it is that you need to do to be able to get this financial situation in order. And what I'm seeing as well, there seems to be like an imbalance in your work and personal life. So I feel like there's a transition that's taking place to be able to help us to get to a better place where we have a little bit more of a balance in our work and personal life, and we're giving to ourselves just as much as we're giving to our career as well. Bear in mind, like when we have a relationship, a romantic relationship, it's not just about tending to their needs. It's actually also fulfilling us as well. That human desire for connection outside of ourselves, it is fulfilling that need as well. So it really is about trying to find the balance to the point where you're not just giving yourself, how can I put it, you're not just giving yourself situations, because I'm seeing it's almost like being stifled. You get so focused and focused and focused, and it's going to get to a point where the universe is going to put you in a straitjacket. Okay, and I just want to call it out because that's what they're showing me. The universe is going to put you in a straitjacket if you're not careful, because you're escaping from certain emotions that you need to be able to address to be able to allow for you to find the balance that you're looking for. So like I said, set a date and a time for you to be able to do all your emotional processing, so at least the universe can say, do you know what, at least, you know, they've taken this lesson on board. What path are we crossing? Okay, so the path that we're crossing is the Page of Swords energy. Interestingly enough, this is kind of letting me know that we're going to be very curious about what is to come. We're planning constantly. Our mind is going 100 miles an hour. So we're going to have to really take the time to figure out when we need to be able to do certain things. What I'm seeing as well is that for a lot of us, it's almost like there's a lot of restlessness that's going to be taking place. And it seems like a lot of the restlessness is going to be due to insecurity. So we're trying to plan ahead, but we only have so much information, and we're almost trying to plan ahead so that we don't have to face any of our fears in the future. But it doesn't really work that way, is what I'm hearing. You kind of have to face your fears to be able to navigate through what's on the other side of the fear. What's in the subconscious mind for my collective for this? Oh God, there's so much going on in the subconscious mind, guys. Father, I'm like literally trying to make this so quick because I don't know what we're like for time. But what I'm seeing in the subconscious mind for us as we're navigating through this week. So, oh, this is beautiful. We're going through a turning point, guys. We are definitely going through a turning point. So we're going through a turning point where there are separations taking place right now. There are heartbreaks sort of taking place. And it was interesting because, you know, Mystic Tira mentioned about divine masculine being on the edge. And when I think about heartbreak, it's kind of like in the middle of the crack. And that's kind of like where a person's on the edge of the broken parts of themselves, about to make a leap into that healed experience of themselves as well. So it's all just very interesting right now. What I'm seeing is that a lot of us are going to be forced, I guess, to be the martyrs of the situation. We're going to be forced to basically come down a little bit out of our ego, let go of some of the emotional baggage that we're carrying, and just kind of say, I'm sorry and I forgive you. Probably not what we want to hear, but that's what Spirit's really trying to sort of like help us to navigate through, because that is really what's going to create the turning point. I can tell you guys about this turning point that Spirit intends for us, but it's not just going to like come into your orbit without you having to basically allow for yourself to be open to it. And if you have a wall up, i.e. that anger that Raven Bear Feathers was kind of like speaking about, it's going to block that blessing. It's going to block that turning point that you're hoping for. So just bear that in mind, because Spirit is actually trying to give you an opportunity to be a little bit more warm and inviting. And the word that they're sort of like putting across is a vibrancy. There's an element of vibrancy that's going to be able to come through your actions, but you have to be able and willing to listen to your intuition. And if your intuition says now is the time to open your heart space, open the door, Don't let your ego lead you astray and tell you, no, I can't be asked to do that right now. Okay. Have a conversation with your ego and let your ego know that you're doing this for a higher purpose. And it's not just about, you know, being in the moment for right here and now. You're also trying to make sure that you're creating an opening for the long-term scope, because what I'm seeing is that this turning point is more for the long-term trajectory, and there may be points where the ego will mislead you for the present situation, is what I'm seeing. Okay. What is in the conscious mind for us as we navigate through these energies this week, Spirit, as clearly as you can? What's going on? Oh God, we have a lot going on this week, guys. Bugger, there is so much. I'm like running out of space. Okay, so in the conscious mind, we seem to be dealing with okay, we want to be able to deal with the partnerships, we want to be able to come together, but we're focused on disloyalty, we're focused on betrayal, we're focused on the fact that we feel like we've been defeated. Let me put the card up so that you guys can sort of see it. Now, this is a person that has been defeated, right? 10 of Swords. They've been stabbed in the back by all of these projections of somebody else, but on a higher plane of existence is the owl, and the owl is one of those spirit animal totems that is all about wisdom. So as much as that person perceives that it is dead and it is so, how can I put it? It is so emotionally spent, okay, by all of the backstabbing that it's experienced. When this card is actually in reverse, it's talking about recovery, okay? It's talking about the fact that even as dead as this situation may seem, as dead as this person might seem, based on the circumstances that it's going through, there's still room for recovery. There's still opportunities for that person to basically, you know, get back to a place where they've been regenerated. It's just that they have to be willing to tap into the energy of that owl-like perspective, where it's about the high state of consciousness. So this week we'll be learning some wisdom, guys. We'll be learning some wisdom by the looks of it. That's what the conscious mind is kind of focusing on, and we're going to be doing a lot of deep introspection, because I can see that we're going to be like completing a cycle this week, and that's the main focus in our conscious mind. And it seems as though we're having a lot of drive and willpower to be able to do this, but first we have to be willing to identify what it is that we want to manifest in the space. Because although we're open to the changes, I can see that we're still a little bit confused about what changes exactly do we want. A lot of the times we know exactly what it is that we don't want, but we're never as clear about what it is that we do want. So take the opportunity to be very clear about what it is that you do want, and write down some things. If you can firstly identify what it is that you don't want, that's fine, but also address what are some alternatives that you would be open to receiving in that place. Okay. What is the outcome for us as we navigate through the energies of this week, Spirit? As clearly as you can, please. Okay. The outcome for us is that we will be battling the shadow side, guys. Okay, we'll be kicking butt. From what I can see, we'll definitely be kicking butt on the shadow side, but it seems like that's what we'll be doing. We'll be battling the shadow side. I feel like in terms of our relationships with others, we'll kind of get to that place where we're feeling hopeless, but it seems like business will actually be cool. Business is the one place where we're like, okay, that's actually perfectly fine. I'm sorted in that area. But our romantic relationships, our family-based relationships, our friendships even, are going to be really quite tricky for us. It seems like there may be people that may be controlling, or we may be the ones that might be controlling, but you can't, there's only so much control that you have. Just identify what it is that you're in control of. What are the variables that you're in control of? You can't change anybody, you can only change yourself. Focus on the ways that you can change yourself to allow for that person to be able to experience you in a different vibration, and naturally their vibration will also be shifted as well, because in order for them to stay in your orbit, they have to keep moving with the momentum of your ascended vibrations as well. So just bear that in mind. We're going through shadow side travels this week, guys. Yeah, there's a lot to come for us. I don't know how much timing we've got left. Yep, not much timing left, so that was good. I'll leave it there.
That was fabulous, sister. Thank you, beloved, for sharing. Yeah, it always gives us something to look out for, doesn't it? This weekly readings. Well, it does for me. Thank you for sharing. It's amazing. Yes, it's been an amazing evening.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone, and stay blessed and stay safe and stay beautiful. Most of all, stay in bliss with yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for stopping into the room. I know it was a lot for you guys to sort of like take in.
Jody.
No, thank you, Jody. We appreciate you guys for just like stopping into this space and humoring us. God bless you guys as well. See you guys next Monday for more wonderful insights. Love and hug to you too, David. Oh, thank you. I love that. Absolutely. Thank you for that. We'll see you guys next Monday. Okay?
Bye now.
Namaste. Take care.
That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more.